Keys, and I write the blog Sagittarius Dolly. As you creative types may know, each year there is this internet-wide phenomena known as Inktober, which starts on October 1st and ends on October 31st, which is Halloween. The reason why I made this video is because I've been reading more posts from artists who say that they would like to participate in Inktober, but they feel that they can't because they can't afford to do so. This video is a guide on how starving artists can still participate in Inktober without having to go into major debt or forego paying living expenses like food, utilities, rent, etc. For those of you who have stumbled upon this video but have never heard of Inktober, here's a brief explanation. Inktober was created by an illustrator and animator named Jake Parker as a way to improve his art and develop better professional habits. It initially spread to just a few artist friends and acquaintances. It started to gain mass traction in 2013 when he started posting about Inktober on Tumblr and Reddit. By the following year, the mainstream media began reporting about Inktober, and it has since become a worldwide phenomenon. There are just 4 basic rules to Inktober. 1. Make a drawing in ink. You can do a pencil underdrawing if you want. 2. Post it. And there's an asterisk, which if you go towards the bottom, it says the asterisk goes. Post it on any social media account you want, or just post it on your refrigerator. The point is to share with your art with someone. 3. Hashtag it with hashtag Inktober and hashtag Inktober then the year, which in this case is Inktober 2019, since I'm doing this video in 2019. If you're watching this video in 2020, 2021, or 2022, you just hashtag with Inktober and the current year that you're working in. And 4. Repeat. Note, you can do it daily or go the half marathon route and post every other day, or just do the 5K and post once a week. Whatever you decide, just be consistent with it. Inktober is about growing and improving and forming positive habits. So the more you're consistent, the better. That's it. Now go make something beautiful. It's a simple concept, but at times it can be a major challenge to find the time to come up with an idea of what to draw, work on a drawing, take a photo, then upload it to various social media outlets every day for 31 days. A few years ago, Jake Parker began releasing a list of Inktober prompts for people to use as inspiration for their latest drawings. A new prompt list is released in early September, so people can have the chance to do rough sketches in pencil before October 1st arrives. Over time, other people started coming out with their own prompt lists, so if you don't like the official Inktober prompt list, you can use these other prompt lists instead. Or you can opt not to use any prompt lists at all and just draw whatever you feel like on a given day. Here's where the concerns about not being able to afford to participate in Inktober begins. In recent years, Inktober has gotten official sponsors, where Jake Parker highlights certain products from these sponsors on the Inktober site in exchange for money. Most of these drawing products tend to be high-end, and they can be expensive, especially for someone who is financially struggling. Many people visiting the Inktober site have gotten the idea that they can only participate in Inktober if they buy these products. I want to say that this is not true. Saying that you can only participate in Inktober if you use certain products is just like saying that football fans can only watch the Super Bowl if they drink Budweiser beer, since Budweiser frequently sponsors the Super Bowl instead of, let's say, Natty Boh or Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. If you go back to the Inktober rules, you'll see that rule number 1 says, make a drawing in ink. You can do a pencil underdrawing if you want. It doesn't say what brand of ink you must use. The only stipulation is that your drawing should be done in ink. The good news is that if you can't afford to buy any of the sponsored products on the Inktober site, there are cheaper options, so even starving artists can still participate in Inktober. In fact, all of the drawings featured in this video are ones that I did during previous Inktober's when I had to use cheaper materials because I alternated between being unemployed and underemployed. Here are some places where you can find cheaper drawing materials. You can go to a big box retailer like Walmart or Target. If you go to the aisle marked school or office, you can find what you need without breaking the bank. On a recent visit to Target, I found that Papermate has a line of ink pens in all colors called Inkjoy, which are pretty reasonable. And this Pilot also has a line of various color pens. It's called Friction Color Sticks, and they're all gel pens to boot. Crayola has their own pens for close to $15. You can buy their own brand of washable gel pens. And there's also good old Sharpie, which doesn't just come in black anymore. There's like a whole variety of wide range of colors, including even some in neon. But if you're really that broke, you can always stick with the tried and true Bic pens. I mean, these packs were like on sale for 99 cents each. But don't despair if you can only afford Bic pens, because I've seen some really excellent drawings posted online in past Inktober's where people actually use Bic pens, and some people are really quite talented. I mean, they're able to overcome the limitations of the cheap media that they had to use. And there's also, for paper, there's also Post-it notes. I know it's going to sound like really crazy, but you may think, wait, Post-it notes? But for Inktober one year, I saw one person do all of his Inktober drawings on Post-it notes. And, I found that they were quite good, to be honest. There's also a chain of smaller stores known as Five Below, where everything in that store costs $5 or less. I found all kinds of cheaper drawing supplies there. During a recent trip there, I found mechanical pencils, which would be pretty ideal for doing underdrawings, and I saw regular ballpoint pens. Like I said earlier, if you're really broke, you can always use ballpoint pens. But there are also some nicer materials too, and they're all for like under $5, like the set of 24 brush pens, which cost $3, and there's a set of watercolor brush pens, a set of metallic markers, and there's even a sketchbook that you can buy, and it's all for under $5. If you don't have a Five Below in your area, chances are that you probably have a dollar store where you can buy all kinds of drawing supplies really cheap. You can find number 2 pencils, which are perfect for doing underdrawings. Not only are they cheap, but a lot of them even come pre-sharpened, so you don't have to worry about finding a pencil sharpener before using them. And there's also erasers that you can use with your pencils while you're doing the underdrawing phase of your Inktober drawings. And this particular set costs like $1.99. And there's also, every now and then, even the most skilled artists make mistakes. With ink drawings, you generally have to, if you make a mistake with ink drawing, you can always buy like what they call correction set, which is, correction fluid. And that's like $1.99. And plus, there's also the ballpoint pen, which I mentioned earlier. If you're really broke, go ahead and use a ballpoint pen for your Inktober drawings. I know that the quality of the drawing supplies I mentioned are nowhere as good as the sponsored products on the official Inktober site, but it's better to have shoddy supplies than no supplies at all when it comes to Inktober or even honing your artistic skills in general. The bottom line is that you don't need to spend a lot of money in order to participate in Inktober. Besides, having the best supplies doesn't always mean that they are being used by the best artists. I've seen awesome drawings online that were done using only big ballpoint pens and cheap white paper found in an office supply store, while I've seen plenty of forgettable, mediocre art done with the most expensive, high-quality products. The quality of any art supply, whether cheap or expensive, is only as good as the imagination and skill of the person using it. That's it for my video. If you enjoyed watching this video, feel free to like, comment, and share. If you want to see more videos from me, hit the subscribe button. And if you want more tips on how to save money while living life to the fullest, check out my book, The Cash-Strapped Person's Guide to Thriving in the Digital Age. It's available in both ebook and paperback formats from Amazon, Smashwords, and Lulu.